In the meantime, Hillary Clinton's campaign is certainly on the defense right now amid startling new revelations in her email scandal. The FBI summary of its investigation showing that a laptop computer that held an archive of her emails when she was Secretary of State, poof, vanished. It went missing after being put in the mail. Well, her running mate, Senator Tim Kaine, defending her, while also admitting that Clinton didn't make the right choices.
What these notes demonstrate is in very significant detail why the FBI chose not to go forward with any additional proceeding. She did make a mistake, and she made it by deciding she wanted to use one device rather than multiple devices. She's apologized for that. She said it was a mistake, and she's learned from it.
One device? He clearly hasn't read the FBI notes. Katie Pavlich joins us, news editor of townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. All right, so he's way off by a factor of 13 on the number of devices she was using, and she got grilled on that by the FBI. So it was up to Chris Christie, Trump advisor, to try to straighten Kaine out. Here he is.
All we know is that she's told us she had one device, and that's why she used her private email server, John. And now we find out this week from the FBI 13 different mobile devices and 5 different iPads, most of which are now gone.
Is Kaine's misdirection, or dare I say it, dishonesty, if that's what it really is, the same thing that has been dogging the Hillary Clinton campaign, and he's not helping?
Look, the cover-up continues. I mean, it's in black and white, the facts of the case and what the FBI found surrounding Hillary Clinton's email case. As you just stated, there were 13 devices that were used. There were 5 different iPads used, 3 of which were turned over to the FBI, 2 are missing. As you said at the top of the segment, there is a laptop that was mailed by a Clinton staffer that was, by the way, a Clinton Foundation laptop that contained Hillary Clinton's entire State Department archive. So there's that connection. But was put in the mail and somehow lost before it got to Hillary Clinton. I mean, the American people look at this and go, how is someone like this getting away with it? And then you add on to this that the Clinton archive was deleted and swiped 2 weeks after the New York Times revealed to the country that she was, in fact, using a private server. And if that's not intent, I'm not sure what is.
What's really striking about these FBI notes of her interview is that she seems utterly oblivious about how to do her job in handling classified documents. She didn't know that C meant classified. She said, I don't recall roughly 40 times, didn't recall classified training, briefings, didn't recall even getting classified security clearance. Couldn't determine how classification happens, couldn't identify clearly classified documents when they were presented to her by the FBI. If she is not competent to handle classified materials as Secretary of State, how is she competent to be president?
Well, there's 2 issues here. The first is that Hillary argues in this FBI interview that she believed the C classification didn't stand for classified information, but that, in fact, it stood for alphabetizing these emails as a way to organize the emails in
except there was no A,
order.
B, and D,
There's
and
no
E,
A,
and
B,
F.
C, D, E. It never went on. Right, exactly. That's the first problem. The second problem is that Hillary Clinton was the First Lady. She was a senator from New York. She was a Secretary of State. For her to argue to the American people that she didn't know how to classify information, what classified information was, and for her to argue that to the FBI is not only untrue, but it's laughable and an insult. It's insulting to the American people's intelligence. They're not stupid. They look at this and say, how is it that she got away with this in terms of saying that she was ignorant, pleading ignorance? That's not a defense for the American people. It certainly is for her.
You know, Tim Kaine also said, look, you know, in the Senate, it's really hard to determine classified documents. Well, that's not the case here. She was confronted with documents showing an advanced military drone strike against an enemy, and she said, well, A, I don't remember that, and B, gee, I didn't know if that was classified or not. Really?
Well, Greg, when you have BleachBit and hammers involved, it's very clear what the intention here was to destroy the evidence of what went on. There was obviously a lot of coordination between the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton. There was classified information on her private server, which, of course, the reason the FBI investigated that is because that is a federal crime if you were, found to have done it intentionally. There weren't a lot of questions about intent here, but it's clear. Right,
gross negligence. It's not just intent, gross negligence.
Many of her Blackberries are still missing. I mean, you look at the details of this and you go, how is it that they came to the conclusion that she didn't deserve prosecution?
Indeed. That's really the million-dollar question. Katie Pavlich, thank you for being with us this Labor Day.
Thanks, Greg.
Good to see you.